I'm Rodney Whittenberg.
And I'm David Heitler-Klevans.
And this is Music for the New Revolution.
Hello, this is Jenny Heitler-Klevans, and we have
Anya Rose
and Julie Beth.
And we are taking over the podcast from David and Rodney because we're going to be talking about Me Too. We're going to be talking about women's and gender issues. And so we thought it would be a good idea for us to take over the podcast for this time. And they will be doing another podcast on this similar topic. So we just heard Aretha Franklin doing Respect. She does an amazing job, of course. The song is interesting because it was written by Otis Redding, and he did it originally very differently, and it has a whole new meaning when she did it.
Oh, yeah, and we miss her.
Yeah, we do. We miss her terribly. All right, so we're going to be kind of tackling the issue of Me Too, which obviously the idea of sexual harassment has been around for millennium, for however long people have been around, really, I'm sure. But it's just kind of exploded in the last couple years. And there's been a lot of really interesting music that has come about because of this topic. And of course, after Trump got elected, one of the first big things that happened was this Women's March. And at the Women's March, there was a person named MILCK who wrote a song, got a bunch of people together. I think they got together, they didn't know each other online. They got together and they practiced this song.
Yeah, that was one of the most interesting parts to me. That she was able to get people from all over the country to learn this song and come together.
Yeah, so they met up at the Women's March. They sang this song, and it became this viral video. And what's so amazing is that it struck a chord with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And it has been done by choirs and groups all over the country and probably in various parts around the world as well.
Yeah, kind of became a grassroots anthem.
And the thing that I like about it is that I think if I'm getting this right, that she just decided she wanted to do this and did it. I don't think there was any like official, plan other than her one woman just deciding to do this.
Yeah, which is also really cool. So we're going to play the song Quiet by MILCK.
Put on your face, know your place. Shut up and smile, don't spread your legs. I could do that, but no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, if I just lie still, would I be that monster, scare them all away? If I let them hear all I have to say, I can't keep quiet, no. I can't keep quiet, no. One woman riot, I can't keep quiet for anyone. Anymore, 'cause no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, take that dry blue pill. They may see a monster, they may run away, but I have to do this. I can't keep quiet, no, no. Oh, I can't keep quiet, no, no. No one woman riot. Oh, I can't keep quiet. There'll be someone who understands. Must be someone who understands. There'll be someone who understands. I can't keep quiet. Oh, I can't keep quiet. I can't keep quiet. No, I won't keep quiet.
So the DC version of that, the video of it, if you Google it, is very different, and it's very powerful in like a different kind of way. So it's like when you have different voices and the different people, like that was what was so powerful to me about that song. But I also want to say that we are here together because we all make music and we all write music for kids. Jenny,
Yeah, I sing with David, who also, helps run this podcast. And we perform together as Two of a Kind for many years.
yeah, and Julie and I sing as part of Ants on a Log. And here's an interesting thing. So we chose songs that were written by women, except for that first one, Respect.
And except for one that's coming up.
Yes.
But mostly songs written by women.
Yes, and I just had this thought that I remember maybe in about high school consciously realizing that every time I pictured a song, even if it was a female singer, I imagined how they put that song together. And I always imagined like a man leading that process. And I remember consciously being like, oh, well, the woman, maybe she's singing it, but did a man write it, and did a man like produce it, and did a man like arrange all the drums, and did a man like, I just realized that in my head I automatically thought it was a man, and I consciously had to adjust that in my head. And so just hearing that quiet song, I am thinking like, oh, she put the drums right here, and this is where she chose to like have it accentuate and build. Yeah. And so I purposely remind myself to, it's crazy that I even have to do that now, but like,
yeah, that is a beautiful
reminder.
Beautiful and sad story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I think, part of the thing when the whole Hollywood Access tape came out during the campaign, and I was absolutely positive that was going to be the end of Trump.
Yeah.
And it was a very triggering thing for me and for many people, I'm sure. And so I think that, when he actually won and we were all just shocked and angry, really angry. And I think that this song, and the Women's March in general came out of that, just like, I was sure the women were going to take him down, and it didn't happen. And so, I think maybe we will eventually.
Podcast
It's just
by
taking
podcast.
longer. It's taking longer, but maybe we will. I hope.
So we bring you this podcast with the idea that we don't want to sit and wallow in our sadness and shock, as Jenny said, which I think was the perfect word. We want to sort of focus on songs that help us keep going, help us keep on keeping on, and really honor the people who are putting this content in the world. We're hoping that these songs will be empowering and lead to thoughtful conversations. And one song that Jenny introduced me to is B-Side by Peggy Seeger.
Yeah, so this song, I believe, was written in the 80s or maybe early 90s. And I first heard it by Anne Feeney, and I was blown away by this song because it just it flips everything. And I hadn't thought about things being flipped that way. And I think when I do it now, I think it hopefully has that impact on people that, wait a second, what if I had to think about this differently? And I think that that's sort of what's happening right now around the Me Too issue, and trying to educate people, particularly men, about what we have to go through in life, and what if it was reversed? How would it feel?
Yes, what would our world be like if all the young boys said, every time I heard a song, I thought, the producer's a woman and the singer's a woman, and are there any men who make music?
Yeah, exactly.
And so we bring to you B-Side.
There's something that I've always wanted to say to you men. How would you like to hear this warning again and again? Look out, take care, beware. Be careful whatever you do. Watch every move you make, or something will happen to you. Suppose the boys were made of sugar and spice, and girls were snails and puppy dog tails, and nothing that's nice. We'd turn into women whose needs would be terribly hard to control, and you'd have to dress and behave like prisoners out on parole. Men, watch out, there's dangerous women about. Boys, beware, there's violent females everywhere. You read about rippers and rape in the news, and you feel the clatter of high-heeled shoes. Females are easily roused to passion and lust. You're asking for trouble, waiting alone at night for a bus. She could be the one, Miss Right, the one you can't live without. She could be one of those ones your daddy warned you about. It could be a friend who threatens your body and life. It could be your teacher, your mother, your lover, your sister, your wife. She's used to the fact that you don't fight back, nor run or shout. She's one of the ones your daddy never warned you about. Men, watch out, there's dangerous women about. Boys, beware, there's violent females everywhere. They crawl along curbs in their Porsches and Jets. They goggle at porn in their toy boy mags. They go to their football riot and then sing cigarettes, whiskey, and wild, wild men. Cover your legs, remember to button your shirt. For if you're attacked or abused, and take the woman to court. The cops are all women, the judges are women, they'll say you were dressed for sport. The doctors are women, the lawyers are women, they'll say you were asking for it. Each time you open the paper, another man, beaten and battered or raped, and murdered and dumped in a ditch. Babies and boys and old men, when will it end? Degradation and fear and pain that women inflict on the men. Men, watch out, there's dangerous women about. Boys, beware, there's violent females everywhere. He lives in the shelter in panic and fear. She brags of her conquests while swilling her beer. But look around, the lovely women about outnumber the dangerous, menacing ones. There's never a doubt. Do they raise their voices to try to find the cause of the cure?
No.
They only say, I'm not one of the dangerous ones for sure. Oh, what a shame, what a tragic disgrace to have to fear half of the human race.
Wow, I love that song. And I love your cover of it. That's Two of a Kind covering Peggy Seeger's song B-Side. Yeah, that's wonderful. That so many great points can be put in a song that you can't just say to people. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that that Julie and I try to remember when we're writing. And I also want to, it reminds me of this movie. Have you seen it? It's on Netflix. It's called I Am Not an Easy Man.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it.
It's French. And it's like the reverse. This guy gets hits his head and he wakes up in this world where women run everything. They're all the cops, they're all the judges, they're everywhere, and it's just like a complete gender reversal. Mm-hmm. And it's just everything looks so ridiculous. Like the men have to dress up and look good, and everything becomes like about how they look and how they're dressed. And just when you see it in the context of a man going through everything, it's like, whoa, that's so ridiculous. But it's like nothing is changed from what women have to do every day. Right. And just the way that like they're flirted with, or they're told to button up their shirts because they could be, taken to court, because everything is just like exactly the same, just the role reversal.
It's well done.
Well, and I don't know if you guys remember the woman who walked down the street for like 10 hours or something in New York and just videoed the whole thing. And there were all of these guys catcalling and telling her to smile. She didn't say a word. She just walked through. And I think a lot of men were really taken aback by it. Like, really? Is that what women have to deal with? Like, obviously not all women, but some women do have to deal with that. And I think it was kind of a wake-up call for some men anyway. And, it's a similar kind of thing with race issues. And suddenly we're seeing how cops are treating people of color. And, as a white person, you might be like, really? Is that the way that they're treated? Because that's never happened to me.
It seems really obvious, but even the, reminder, imagine if you had to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I don't understand why that's such a hard concept, but sometimes even just that reminder to our friends who are open to hearing about that
Right.
Is like, oh yeah, that would be weird to have to like make yourself look good for, I don't know, something that you shouldn't have to make yourself look good for.
Right. And so we're going to kind of seek that into, obviously, around the Kavanaugh hearings. There was a lot of stuff that came up, and I don't know if you watched any of the hearings.
Oh, yes. I watched all of the hearings, and I was glued to my, what is it called? Not a television.
Computer screen?
Computer
Alexa.
screen. I was glued to it, and in between classes, I'm a teacher, in between classes, I was like, what's happening now? It was like fascinating to me in a very sad way.
Yeah. And I was the opposite. I had to completely turn it off. I was too triggered and upset and depressed about it.
Yeah. So I watched the Christine Blasey Ford testimony because I just sort of felt like, you know, I missed the Anita Hill hearing. I didn't have a TV at that point, and so I didn't watch it. And I felt like, you know, this is a moment in history. I feel like I need to watch this. And it was amazing and difficult. And then when Kavanaugh got on, I was just like, I cannot listen to this guy. I had to turn it off. Actually, I listened to some of it, just audio, not looking at him. And then I had to turn it off because I was like, no.
Well, and then the argument afterwards became, I can't believe they treated Kavanaugh like that. And that was what I found
that's the thing. They like
enraging.
Twisted the whole thing around.
Yeah.
And it was like, are you kidding me?
I think you bring up a really good point about the kind of like the balance between watching and witnessing a historical moment, which is so important, and also turning it off, taking care of yourself. And, you know, how can you do both? How can we do both?
Right. So a lot of stuff was written at this time also. And one of the songs that I thought was really kind of a rockin' song, but could also be triggering or disturbing for people. Emma's Revolution wrote a song, I Believe Her. There was a lot of support coming out for Dr. Ford that, you know, hey, we believe what you're saying and we want to support you, as well as, of course, a lot of awful stuff coming out. But I thought it's really important to play some of this stuff that came out at that time. So we're going to play I Believe Her by Emma's Revolution.
And after that, we're going to play A Scary Time by Lynzy Lab, which is kind of a sum up of that experience, that movie that you were talking about, Anya, I'm Not an Easy Man. When it flips the script, this is going to be a sort of a similar experience.
Held her down, I believe. Turn the music loud, I believe. So no one could hear, I believe her. Put his hands on her, I believe. Covered up her mouth, I believe. But the truth is out, I believe her. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe her. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe her. We've been here before. I believe. For the highest court. I believe. We did not forget. I believe her. She spoke out then. I believe. She's speaking now. I believe. I still believe. I believe her. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe her. I believe. I believe.
I can't walk to my car late at night while on the phone. I can't open up my windows when I'm home alone. I can't go to a bar without a chaperone. I can't wear a mini skirt if it's the only one I own. I can't use public transportation after 7 p.m. I can't be brutally honest when you slide into my DMs. I can't go to the club just to dance with my friends. And I can't ever leave my drink unattended. But it sure is a scary time for boys. Yeah, gentlemen, band together, make some noise. It's really tough when your reputation's on the line, and any woman you've assaulted could turn up anytime. Yeah, it sure is a scary time for guys. Can't speak to any women or look them in the eyes. It's so confusing. Is it rape or is it just being nice? So inconvenient that you even have to think twice. I can't live in an apartment if it's on the first floor. I can't be wearing silk pajamas when I answer the door. I can't have another drink, even if I want more. And I can't make you feel invalid, unseen, or ignored. Can't jog around the city with headphones on my ears. I can't speak out against my rapist after 35 years. I can't be taken seriously if I'm holding back tears. And I can't ever speak earnestly about all these fears. But it sure is a scary time for dudes. Can't text a girl repeatedly asking for nudes. Can't make her have sex when she's not in the mood. And what gives her the right to give you attitude? Yeah, it sure is a scary time for men. Girls like to act like you're to blame and they're the victim. Her dress was short and she was drunk, she's not so innocent. Good thing your dad's the judge and you won't be convicted. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, well, when you put it that way, I guess it's... Not such a scary time for boys. They've always had the upper hand. They've always had a choice. It's time for women to rise up, use our collective voice. You gotta vote to make a change, so let's go make some noise.
Okay, that was a Scary Time by Lynzy Lab. And, she kind of hit the nail on the head on a lot of things.
It's a great song.
One thing being a musician for kids is that kids don't get sarcasm. So we have to, that's like a whole genre we can't even really touch.
Yes, this is lovely to be speaking to adults.
Yes.
You get that song.
Yes. And Jenny, you said that she had received a lot of comments.
Well, there have been these response songs by dudes who are upset that she's bringing up all of this stuff.
You know what? Let's not even play those, huh?
I know.
No,
it's
that's so
like,
interesting.
okay, well, male fragility.
Well, it is a thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I do think that there is merit to like acknowledging all the oppression that men have been going through as well. They are the dominant gender. But there are like things that men deal with that I'm like, oh yeah, that is annoying.
Yeah, it's not cut and dried. It can be complicated. But the thing is,
I don't think they have the right to make a song.
We all go through things in life that are not fair or that are difficult. But you kind of have to separate out, and I think a lot of people have this problem. Actually, we wrote a song for kids about this, about the idea of what is fair, what is unfair that you just have to accept. Like you can't be in line first all the time. And what is unfair that you need to actually change. So the sexist structure of our society is something that is inherently unfair. But there's plenty of things that happen in life to both men and women and anybody in between that are unfair, and we just kind of have to, hey, that's life and we need to move on.
Right. And I think that's a really good point that that's not called oppression. When a man is, in power and is something unfair happens and he's not allowed to be first in line, for instance.
Right.
let's just mix up these two metaphors of men and boys. Right. That's not called oppression because you are the person in power. And when it's happening to the minority, which are the people not in power, women, people of color, non-binary folks, etc., that's called oppression. And I think that's where I have no time for these response songs.
Right.
And speaking of oppressions, I'm sorry, did you
Can
want
I
to say
add one thing? Is that, so I'm a teacher and I teach all boys. And I think there is a sense that, girls need to be taught, like, how to stand up for yourself and how to speak up and how to share your ideas and be a business owner, like specific things that boys we take for granted that boys learn, but that girls need to be actively taught. And I think that there is not enough to teach boys, for example, to, ask somebody if they want to hear all the stuff you want to tell them, or how to manage your emotions when you're angry, or certain things that, like, we don't teach boys because they have to be actively taught. So we assume, I don't know why we don't want to take the time, or even just simple things like how to do the dishes is like.
I'll tell you why. Sexism.
Yes. It's something that I actively teach my students. Like, here's how you turn on the water. Here's how you wash a dish. Here's how you wipe a table. They don't do these things at home. They're not asked to do them at home. Whereas when I talk with the person who teaches all the girls, the same thing, like, there are certain things that the girls just naturally do.
No, it's not naturally. It's socialized. They've
that
been
they
socialized. Their
yes,
parents and their guardians at home say,
yes.
honey, I remember when I was a kid and I was being socialized female, and my job was to, here, I'll give you a guessing game for those listeners out there. All right, me and my brother, we had 2 chores. One was closing the curtains and one was taking out the trash. Which one do you think got delegated to which one of us?
Yeah.
This is learned.
I'm
this
guessing your brother had to take out the trash.
That's right.
Take out the paper.
And I just had a sister, but we did cleaning the table, setting the table, doing the dishes, sweeping the floor. I don't remember either of us being asked to take the trash out.
No, of course not.
But so I think there's a lot that we don't teach boys because we assume that because they are in this dominant gender role that they got. But we have to actively teach them to, like, leave space, how to I don't know, be more equal.
Yeah. So up until now, we've been talking about men and women, and I identify as a genderqueer person, and I always want to raise up the voices of the non-binary folks, the trans folks in the world. And, just to acknowledge that this is controversial, like what's going on right now is sort of putting pressure on people who are speaking from the binary, which has been up until now how we speak. And, the women's march got a lot of flack for being a white woman's focused march, and there was a lot of critique about that. We're not going to really get into that right now, but I'm interested in raising up the voices of people who aren't necessarily given voices when this conversation takes place in the media. So we're gonna play a song right now by a trans artist that's just a little slice of the world of being trans. This is Strong and Tender by Eli Conley.
Sometimes people say things about you that are so damn far from true. There will be those who believe them, but those folks lose out on you. And it's so hard to remember. Yes, it's so hard to follow through. You must love yourself strong and tender. Let the people that you love hold tight to you. I take a walk by the cathedral. My belly's empty as my mind. him at all now, except when people are unkind. And it's so hard to remember. Yes, it's so hard to follow through. You must love yourself strong and tender. Let the people that you love hold tight to you. Let the people that you love hold tight. I know I hurt him and I'm sorry. God damn, he cut me to the bone. He tells his friends a different story than when we were alone. Sounds on the horizon. The cannonball falls where I lay. He's left no space for me to walk on. No way that I can have my say. And it's so hard to remember. Yes, it's so hard to follow through. You must love yourself strong and tender. Let the people that you love hold tight to you. Let the people that you love hold tight to you.
Such a beautiful song by Eli Conley. There's another song on that album that I love, which is about a person who changes their name. And the words are something like, I had a name, but it's not the one that I was born with. Not the one that was given to me at birth. So I love the idea of just within this conversation of gender equality, we need a conversation of gender freedom and, the acknowledging the non-binary and the people who are finding strength within that.
Yeah. Well, so we all write music and perform music for kids. And I think that something that's similar about all of us is that we want to engage children not only in the fun and silly stuff, but also really helping them to become good people and to think about things. And I think kids already do think about a lot of things, and I think a lot of adults don't really acknowledge that they have these deep thoughts and deep feelings about things. And so some of the things that we try to do when we perform is to really, and write songs, is to really address some of the tough topics.
Yeah. Can I quote you here, Jenny?
Sure.
As we were conceptualizing this podcast, Jenny made a beautiful quote, which was basically like, why do we write music for children? Like, why aren't we just speaking to the adults? And what's the point of all this? The work that we do, Two of a Kind, Ants on a Log. And Jenny said something like, well, we don't want the children of today being the jerks of tomorrow, which I think is a beautiful reason to make music.
And Julie, you are a camp director.
That's right.
In the summertime, we all have various jobs that we do, and Julie is a camp director.
Yeah, I'm going to. We're going to play two songs. We're going to play 2 song clips. So the first one, Jenny will talk about. It's "Girls Who Rock the World," and the second one is called "They're My Best Friend." And I recorded this song at Camp Aeronautic, where I am a director, And Camp Herrnhutec is a summer camp for transgender and non-binary youth ages 8 to 18. And we also have family camps where people of all ages come. And this song uses the word they as a pronoun. I also use they and them as my pronouns. And so I thought it would be a nice sort of practice for people who were interested. Well, one, for people who are interested in learning to use they and them as pronouns. And two, it's just nice to hear yourself reflected in media sometimes. So I wanted that experience for people who use they and them, which is many people at camp and also not at camp, to have a song where they can see themselves in that media.
Yeah, so David and I wrote the song Girls Who Rock the World. It was based on a book. Actually, there's several books now out. And it's about young women who were under the age of 20 who did something, who did something amazing. And from all different times and countries and all this kind of stuff. So we thought, well, this would be a great song to do, and, you know, particularly around Women's History Month and all that kind of stuff. We have gotten a little bit of pushback from boys sometimes.
Those boys who are oppressed?
Well, you know, I don't know. But, like, for example, we have sons, and when they were little, we sang this song. We were going to record it, and they said, well, why is it just girls who rock the world? Why isn't there boys who rock the world? And so we spent a long time kind of explaining about women's history and all that kind of stuff. And after we did this long explanation, they said, but what about boys who rock the world?
Mm-hmm. See, I see the merit in their argument because they don't know the history. They don't know, like when I try to explain to my stepson what this is all about and why we need to like prop girls up, he thinks like, oh, well, are you sad that I'm not a girl? You know, like he said to his mom at one point, I think Daddy wishes I were a girl.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's like we have to be careful because I think they do boosting one group of people up doesn't mean that you have to like knock another group down. You know?
Well, right.
It's not a zero-sum game.
Yeah. So we did actually do as a separate track. We didn't for the song. We did all girls. Although the last chorus we did, whether you're a boy or a girl, you can rock the world kind of thing. But then we recorded one version of the song with boys. And we have actually not done much with it. We performed one time that version. We started performing that version at a Boy Scout group. And there were like 2 sisters in the room. And the boys started putting their thumbs down and really being oppressive towards these girls. And we had to stop the song in the middle and say, this is not appropriate behavior. We can't do this song.
Wait, the song was for boys?
For boys. It was at a Boy Scout thing, and we were doing the Boys Who Rock the World version. We had to just stop it, and we have not done that version since because we just felt like if they're going to take it that way as an oppressive thing, we can't do it.
I have noticed that behavior in boys. The competition aspect is like a real thing for them. And they'll treat anything as competition. So I wonder if that is like, yeah, we're better. We're part of this group and you're part of that group and our group is better. Whether it was like talking about boys who like the color blue versus boys who like the color yellow, people would be like, yeah, we like blue and you guys like yellow. It's so arbitrary. But like I wonder if they would rally around whatever was like.
I don't know, but in this situation, it was a really oppressive thing and it didn't feel comfortable at all.
And experiments have been done that shows that, yes, if you give people groups and you say you're in this identity, like the brown eyes, blue eyes experiment from, I don't know when that was.
What was the name? I know that one, yes.
I think it is worth noting that it is developmentally appropriate for kids to try to be figuring out what group they are in and then to be proud of that group. Right. And if hopefully, like, may we write songs that make people proud of the identities that they have and learn to not oppress others.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's play the songs.
slowly, unless it takes 17 hours. Then they prefer finger paint twister, as long as there's time before bed for a shower. Their name is Alex, like Alexander or Alexandra, except without the ander or andra at the end. Yeah, there's no ander or andra at the end. They're just Alex and they're my best friend. Their favorite dessert is banana bread, with whipped cream and cherries on top. We're too young to drink cappuccinos, I think, but when they grow up, they'll own their own coffee shop. Their name is Sam, like Samantha or Samuel, except without the antha or mule at the end. Yeah, there's no antha or mule at the end. They're just Sam, and they're my best friend. Alex, they're my best friend.
So here we are, kids bands playing for adults with some kids music thrown in.
Julie, I find that song so powerful, and especially like the camp environment that you probably did it in.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think camp is more educational than school, but don't get me started on that. But can you tell us about the response that you got?
Oh, yeah.
From your campers?
Yeah, thanks for saying that. Yeah, people loved it. They thought, oh, I've never had a song that has my pronouns in it. Lots of kids said that to me. And, even people who don't use they, them, or other pronouns still really appreciated it. I think just because sort of in the zoom out experience of like, our world is just so reductionistic around gender and so binary. And, here's a song that really speaks to some nuance. And, it's funny. It's just, you can't take these things too seriously. Otherwise you walk around mad all the time, which brings me.
I think it's really powerful, hearing the group of people singing it. Something about that is like, I'm just imagining people like in whatever space where you're like getting ready for bed. Is that where it was?
It was a very camp space. It was pouring rain on and off that summer, and we somehow found a dry spot in a tent. It was like a wooden platform tent. There were like way too many people in this tent, and we were all around the microphone trying to be very quiet. And it was just, it was a very campy setting.
Suggest that you record it?
No, I was recording it to get a recording of it because I thought it would be a fun experience just for the campers and also to have a recording of it.
And we're going to do it as an Ants on a Log song too, right?
Yeah, we are going to do it as an Ants on a Log song. And they actually suggested they do it for the variety show, which was fun. Cool, so I didn't anticipate that, but then they said anybody who was in,
they made it theirs.
Yeah, anybody who was in third period in that random tent today, come on up, we're doing this for the show.
Cool.
So that was great.
So here is another song that, we had one from Jenny and then one from Julie, and this one I wrote for our musical that that Ants on a Log is currently coming out with the album for. We performed it as part of the Fringe Festival this past September, and then performed it with 12-member cast in 2016, just after the election, actually. This is a song that has a little bit of sarcasm in it. My stepson, we had to explain to him what mansplaining is.
Oh, good conversation. Start him young.
Yep. And so we explained it to him as, this is part of the idea that, like, I think with your song about boys who rock the world, like, there are certain ages that kids start to understand certain concepts, whether it's like an emotional place that they're at or an intellectual place that they're at. For Oscar's age, I think he must have been about 5. The concept of sarcasm they don't really get, and everything's kind of a joke, right? So you have to work with that. So we told him that mansplaining is when a person explains something to someone, usually a man explaining to a woman, but not always, something that person probably already knows about and might already know a lot more about than you know. So
good definition.
Without you even without it's assumption, assuming that the other person knows less and that they want to hear what you have to say about that thing that they already know about. So we gave him an example, and we said he's obsessed with peregrine falcons. So we said, Oscar, it'd be like us coming up to you and being like, hey, Oscar, did you know that peregrine falcons are the fastest bird, and they can dive like 500 miles per hour? And some of them look like this. And he was like, I know. And we were like, that's what mansplaining is. And so now he asks if we can play the mansplaining game. So it'll be like us going up to him and being like, hey, did you know? And, like, we already know what he knows about. So we'll be like, did you know that, like, sharks, he's really into animals. Did you know that sharks have, like, teeth that just keep growing? And I bet you didn't know that. And so he thinks it's, like, hilarious. So he asked to play he calls that the mansplaining game.
That's funny.
So I want to hear this song, and you guys are going to play it live in the studio, which is really fun.
Yes, and Julie plays the part of Uncle Steve.
That's right. Let me get in character.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Uncle Steve. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Let me tell you about podcasts. You see, podcasts it's like a radio, but you see, podcasts are kind of a smaller radio. And, well, let me tell you about how radio works. You see, there's FM, there's AM, and now there's this thing called podcasts. And you don't have to be tuned into your radio to be listening to podcasts. But, you know, there are different types of podcasts. You see, some are political.
Will you just let me speak? I've got things I want to say. I'm listening with all my might, but I can't stay here all day.
All day? No, who said anything about all day? I was just saying.
Okay, listen, Uncle Steve. I can tell you're trying to help, but you're not being helpful. You're not even listening.
Oh, yes, I'm a very good listener. You know, I had both my ears tested earlier this week.
All right. Yes, thanks, but listen to my words. Ask me if you're telling me what I've already heard. Everything you're telling her, she already knows. So please leave her some space to speak. Your phrases are long and you're leaving her nowhere to go. Wow. I love it when people add harmonies to my song. I feel so supported.
Yes, you know, a woman should feel supported. You see, let me tell you how about women should feel. See, women need to know.
I gotta be.
Well, let me just tell you about this.
I can't stay here all day with you.
Listen, I have a guy for you.
Listening to you explain all these things that you know to me.
Well, what an adorable song.
Oh, my gosh.
How did you learn to play the guitar?
I got things that I want to do. I got places I gotta be. I can't stay here all day with you, listening to you explain all these things that you know to me.
Well, actually, I have a problem with that too.
Wait a minute. You do?
Yes, everybody thinks that I'm an expert.
Right, exactly.
They think that I know things.
And they think that I don't know things.
Even when I don't.
Even when I do. That's right. Yes, thanks. We're singing it loud and clear. Ask her if the things you say she wants to hear, I want to hear. Wait to see how she responds. Leave her air and space. Then decide which words to use and which ones are a waste. Yes, she's a woman. She may be polite, but wondering what you know doesn't keep her up at night. Yes, I'm a woman.
Yes, I'm a man.
I may be polite.
I speak loud, I speak low.
But wondering what you
But I don't have the answers
doesn't keep me up at
to
night.
all you gotta know.
Yeah, wondering what you know doesn't keep me up at night.
Yay!
So that was from our musical Curious, Think Outside the Pipeline.
Which Rodney is working on with us too.
That's right. Rodney's our producer, and we will put that album out this year in 2019.
Yeah, it's on logmusic.com.
Well, yes. So we will before we end with one more song by Ants on a Log. We do, as we mentioned, I'm part of Two of a Kind, and we have a website, twofofakind.com, where you can find all kinds of things about our music, and we do stuff that's for kids, lots of things that are for kids, and we do stuff that's for adults. So that B-side song was on our more recent adult album.
And again, we are Ants on a Log. You can check us out at antsonalogmusic.com.
I love that you do it for adults on the same. Is it all on the same website?
Yeah, we haven't sort of worked that out yet, but
I like that.
Yes,
though. I like that.
is.
We don't have to be in a box. You know?
That's right. That's
right. So
Something
I'm
for everyone.
Jenny Heitler-Klevans.
I'm Anya Rose.
And I'm Julie Beth. And we want to say thank you so much to David and Rodney for having us for this guest session.
Yeah, thanks.
We're going to close you out with a public service announcement.
Some girls have short hair. You can look under my hat and wonder what is there. I washed it up, promised to shower it. Oh, I know it's rare, but some girls have short hair. Some girls have short hair. You can look under my hat and wonder what is there. I washed it up, promised to shower it. Oh, I know it's rare, but some girls have short hair. Some boys have long hair. It started growing and now it's glowing. So long and fair, he might be a drum or a skilled at computer repair. But some boys have long hair. Some boys have long hair. It started growing and now it's glowing. So long and fair, he might be a drum or a skilled at computer repair. But some boys have long hair.
Some girls have pigtails.
Some girls have mohawks.
Some boys have pigtails.
Some girls have short hair.
Because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised.
You've been listening to Music for the New Revolution. Music for the New Revolution is recorded at Melody Vision Studios in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. It's hosted and produced by David Heitler-Klevans and Rodney Whittenberg. Our editor and engineer is Samuel Alexander. You can find out more information about Music for the New Revolution at musicforthenewrevolution.com or check us out on Facebook. You can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. My name's Rodney Whittenberg.
I'm David Heitler-Klevans.
And this is Music for the New Revolution.
The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.